Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So nothing really happened yesterday. So sort of a move up and a move down. So big down, big up, big down, big confusion. We've got quite a bit of data coming through today, and it is Wednesday. Earnings season kicks off today as well. So I suspect there's going to be quite a bit of volatility today through the day, or at least when the data comes out. So starts off fairly early, my time, which will be this afternoon, just before the US markets open. We'll have the first bit of data coming through, and then what we do have is the Fed minutes coming through later on in the day as well. So those are the kind of bits of data that are definitely going to impact the market at the moment. So we are consolidating. We are sort of in a holding pattern. This trend line is kind of holding at the moment. We do have quite a bit of structure to the downside here at 34,265 and also 34,150. The trend is down at the moment. That is the key thing that you really need to understand. But the other thing that you'd also need to understand is there is potential here for an inverse head and shoulder. So there is a shoulder, there is a head. This could very well be the right shoulder forming. Obviously, we need to break and close above 34,952 for that to materialize. So at the moment, trend is down. We are sideways, but we're below all the moving averages. Oscillators starting to group towards the downside. And I just want to highlight something on the weekly. Have a look at the weekly oscillators. They are come off the overbought environment quite dramatically. And we have inside bar at the moment. So the last couple of weeks has been pretty much range bound. Okay, so let's just rather get down to the levels that we want to be trading. And firstly, on the 3 hour, I don't think you're going to see much difference. You can see we had a bit of rejection here, a range bar rejection off all the moving averages. So moving averages are flat, so I won't say that is a decent setup for a short, and too much data coming through that's going to impact this. So you don't really want to be chasing that right now. Moving across to the hour, and you can see my decision yesterday to stay out of this was the right one. Look at that barbed wire there. You can see all the tails, the upside tails, the downside. Now you could very well have been scalping here on the 1 hour. I mean, it's 186 points, 186 pips move up and down, and was happening in 5 minutes. If you were an exceptionally good fortune teller, you could have definitely made some money out of that. But anyway, for me, this is on structure, and often, remember, there is a bearish setup here. We are below the moving averages. We are trending on the trend line here. So often when this happens, it sort of crawls along the trend line and then just drops. So that often happens. So basically, for any longs, we need to wait for a break of 34,593, and I would actually round that off to 3,500. Should be up there, or 34,500 is what I'd rate, sort of 34,600. That's kind of the area that I'd wait for a break and a retest of before looking for longs. This is a fairly interesting setup. So depending on what data comes out, and the results are coming through as well. So the first lot of results will be the banks, and that impacts the Dow Jones. So it's also interesting just to watch to see what happens there. But a difficult call right now. It's not something that I really want to be trading. So I will continue to sit on the sidelines. And you see what I mean on the 15-minute. Look at that. How do you trade that? The only thing that is true here is that we are rejecting the 155 EMA, but we're also closing above it quite dramatically. Just highlight that level there. You can see there's the level, and that's what we were using as resistance. So 34,585. Anyway, I think for me at the moment, this is a wait and see. Oscillators in the 15-minute also starting to move to the upside, while we looks like forming a flag for a drop to the downside. So bear in mind that we could very well drop to the downside and just find support lower down. Doesn't necessarily mean that if we break this diagonal trend line that is doom and gloom in the end. So if you're looking for shorts, you obviously want to wait for the break, find some support somewhere, come back, and then reject this area and start rolling. That would be the confirmation you're looking for. But at the moment, it's a messy trend, and it's not really something I want to be chasing. not much diversions or anything either. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. So we'll wait for data and we'll see what happens. Maybe later this afternoon we may get an opportunity. Once all the data is out of the way, there may be some structure forming one way or another. But for me, this is still sit on hands today. We'll wait and see what transpires. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.